it's a triple play. New episodes, I couldn't wait. Yeah, open your mind at the first gate. Press play, no need to debate. AoA, check me out. Look, plugged in, you can catch the hype. Golden Dawn, how we follow the light. Anime like life, married to it, my wife.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages? Welcome back to the AoA show. I'm your host, as always, Ian, along with my boys Isaiah.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Gavin.
What's going on?
And today we are joined by a very special guest. He goes by the name of Milios, or rather xXMiliosXx on YouTube is where you can find him. Milios is a YouTuber, centralizes right now around things anime, gaming especially, which is something we're very excited to talk about, and Tower of God, because of course, why would he not? It's just a fantastic story. So we're going to talk to Milios today about all that kind of stuff. So Milios, my friend, how you doing?
I'm all right, just taking the day as it comes.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Y'all already know what I explained before.
How about you explain it actually to the listeners and viewers right now? Because you had a pretty funny story. We're like, how you been? You're like, I've been up since 1. We're like, 1? Like in the morning? He's like, yeah. What happened? What happened?
All right, so I've been up since 1 in the morning. Like normally me and my wife, we'll try go to sleep early on like Fridays. Just because we get old. But yeah, so pretty much woke up at 1. I think I played like Modern Warfare with my nephew for a little bit. The funny thing is, my plan for today was to just, go get the car checked out, get the brakes put on, and get maintenance done for the car. Nah. Saturday was like, nope, we ain't doing that today, buddy. So instead, what we're basically gonna do is shut down the power here at this place that you went to, and go home. Let's go home. So yeah, pretty much.
So what's the word on the car? Is it gonna get fixed or what?
Oh well, they fixed like half of the things, but the other half didn't. Not at the moment. So gotta go back out.
Take this tricycle and call it a day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, listen, man, again, thank you so much for coming on, especially because of your very hectic morning and full day at this point already, but we're really excited to get into to everything. So if you wouldn't mind just explaining to the viewers and listeners out there who you are and how you became to be a YouTuber, and really just your story for anyone who wants to get to have a little more in-depth look about you and who you are.
All right. So for anybody out there who hasn't heard of me, let me stop playing. But for anybody who doesn't know, my name is xXMiliosXx. The X's mean nothing. The Milios is just the part that you really need to remember. For the most part, I got into YouTube just as an outlet, in all honesty. I was just looking for something to do to help pass the time. Previously, before doing YouTube, I used to make games. And so when I kind of got bored of making games, I decided, YouTube. And I've always been planning it for I want to say since 2013, I just never took the step to do it. And so I guess 2019 was the year where I finally said, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. Hold up, can I curse?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're good. Yeah.
All right, cool. So 2019 was when I finally said, bump it, I'm gonna do it. And after that point, I started out with a few things. I started doing things that interested me in particular, as well as I started to do things that I was inspired by a bunch of people that I kind of watched on YouTube throughout the years. So I have a ton of different inspirations, Cole being one, if anybody knows of him, Afro Senju being another. My most recent one is Corey Kenshin. Also have Mithimu. I loved his Dark Souls playthrough. And so, yeah, I dabble in everything. And reactions weren't something that I thought I would be doing. It was something that was just when I did a video gushing over solo leveling, and people was just like, hey, why don't you react to solo leveling? I said, I'm already 34 chapters into it. I can't do that. Nah, react to solo leveling. And that's pretty much where that came from. So solo leveling was my first, and then we branched on to other things.
That
And
is-
I completely lost track where I was at.
That is pretty much how they are, bro.
Yeah, did they scream it in all caps at you in the comments?
Pretty much. It felt like they was just yelling at me. I was just like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do this. And then we did the first thing, and then it was like, all right, just good, keep going. Keep going. And then we just went from there.
Milios, you
And-
seem like a pretty laid back kind of dude in that respect. Like, how do you handle when people in comments, you know, are or now, you know, that you're doing gaming and stuff and, you know, streaming and chat, like when they're being, you know, forceful in that, right? Do you take that with a, you know, grain of salt, or are you like, all right, or are you just like, you know what, I decided I'm gonna do me today and that's what I'm sticking to? What's your philosophy on that?
The way that I normally think about it is I normally do me either way, which kind of is like a crutch in itself, because I'm trying to word this the best way I possibly can, but I'm just gonna say it. So I've been told that shut up, read mentality, because I like to speculate a lot. But when I read, I like to be immersed and speculate. So either way, I guess to put it shortly, I'm gonna do me for the most part. So be it I want to release a gaming video this day, I'll do it. Be it I want to release a reaction video this day, I'll do it. Be it I want to release a reaction video on X thing, that's normally where I do it. I don't operate on the schedule or anything like that. And when it comes to comments, I tend to reply to everyone and listen to everyone, even the people who are just, you know, come at me and be like, man, you garbage. I'm like, all right, cool. Thanks for stopping by. All right, peace, man. You know, dap it up with you. I get out of here. And that's pretty much it with that.
Damn,
Like,
no such thing as bad publicity, right?
I honestly don't. I don't look at everything bad unless somebody's spoiling something, and then that's when I get upset. But other than that, no.
Facts.
Fair enough. Yeah. You said you used to make games before you were on YouTube. Can you go into that a little bit?
All right, so I used to make a lot of crappy games. I actually have a bachelor's degree in computer science.
Okay.
With my major being game and simulation programming.
Damn.
I used to make crappy little games. I made like an Android game for my senior project. Never released it though, but I still have it on that bum tablet that I have like on the side. But I have made I think it's like 2 games that I put up on like itch.io that I never updated. One is called The Test. It's a platforming game similar to like Super Meat Boy. And the other was a Metroidvania that I was working on, because if anybody out there didn't know, except if you've been over to where I am, I've mentioned it multiple times. Metroidvanias is my favorite genre of video games. So I made a Metroidvania, or a half-assed Metroidvania, that I never went back to update. Kind of got bored and just was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this for now. And I just put it to the side.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
What got you onto, because you've it seems like you've had roots in gaming, and then obviously you've told us of some of the people that inspired you, that obviously lean heavy into anime and gaming, etc. But what for you in particular had an impact on you with anime and, you know, webtoons, manhwa, manga, all that kind of stuff? Like how and why did you come to the conclusion to incorporate that into your channel? And is it something that you potentially want to, you know, still revisit? Do you still revisit it often, or do you plan on it? What are your thoughts on that?
All right, so I would say that the thing I'm trying to like piece together like the best answer for that question, because there truly isn't really a good answer, because my answer is just people asked me to do it, therefore I did it. in terms of like the heavy stuff that I've done in like manga, manhwa, and anime. Like be it reactions, be it us discussing different things about certain topics, be it Tower of God, God of High School, Weak Hero, Unordinary, The Breaker, etc. Like those things were brought to my attention by other people. So I would say that would be like the center thing, or the main thing that pretty much drew me to it, was other people recommending it to me. as for the things that I was talking about before all the other stuff, before solo leveling, before everything else, pretty much I was just talking about Black Clover at one point, and I was doing basically manga talks on them where I would read the chapter. I would wake up like I think it was the day the chapter would release, it would be like 2:00 in the morning for me. So I would wake up at 4:00 in the morning before I go to work on Friday, and I read the chapter, and then I talk about it, and then I post it on the channel. Or at least that's what I used to do, because Black Clover was, I think, the main thing that was interesting to me at that point in time. The other thing was, I think it was, I used to talk about Fire Force. No, I never talked about Fire Force on the channel. I wanted to. I talked about Kimetsu no Yaiba, and I think that's it. That was the only other thing that I talked about. There was other things that I had planned, and then solo leveling happened, and then yeah.
Are there any anime that you are looking forward to and potentially, looking forward to covering maybe, or are you kind of in a dry spell right now with that?
No, I don't think there will ever be a dry spell, but the one in particular, because like I have been turned into a Webtoons believer. Earlier this year, I think Webtoons can do no wrong. I'm looking forward to Noblesse.
Yes.
I know a lot of people have been like talking trash on it. I'm looking forward to it. What about y'all?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that one specifically, because we actually just did a live read through of that.
50 chapters.
Yeah, a couple days ago. At the time of recording right now, it was a couple days ago. We did 50 chapters. That, at least that's the Webtoon app website. Nice. That's how many it lets you read before you gotta find it elsewhere or pay. And so it took us roughly 3 hours, and we watched the trailer on it, and we're like, all right, what's this about? And Gavin over here had read a little bit of it to begin with, and he's like, well, this is the premise, etc. And so we're like, you know what, let's pick it up. We put a compilation of Webtoons together, that we might be potentially interested in reading and discussing, and that was one of them. So we chose that, and it was great. Honestly, it wasn't like, the greatest thing since sliced bread or, whatever, but it was really good. It was hysterical. First of all, it's very funny. And, I like the art on it. All there's like a lot of questions that I'm yearning to get the answer for, at least where we left off, because there seems to be a lot of, ulterior motives and mystery at play. But yeah, that it's interesting that you bring that one in particular, because that's something now, being that we're generally anime first watchers, or at least we were before getting on this Webtoon hype train. This is the first one that we have now read, 50 chapters of it before the anime is going to air. So it'll be interesting looking at it from another side. That's very interesting that you bring that one up. I think another one, at least for me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I'll preach up and down. Attack on Titan would be another one that I specifically am very excited for. Season 4, that's probably one of my top anime of all time. So, like the hype is real with that one. I don't know. You guys got anything that you're...
Promise Neverland. Yeah.
Promise Neverland. Fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
God, dude.
Isaiah, you got anything?
Not really. I'm not as far as anime. No, I'm kind of also really on the Webtoon hype train, and I kind of want to see more.
My boy.
I got you, Milios. More Webtoons anime, bro. Like I want this. Like Tower of God. I feel like was like my gateway drug, and I want more now. I want more Webtoon love. I want more.
Getting Noblesse soon though.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Webtoon to blow the fuck up. I'm ready for this shit to be in every motherfucker's face until King. Like I'm here for that shit. Yeah. Right now, that's where I'm at.
That's awesome. So
You get that wish.
We'll be there for the ride. So what video games, obviously big part now, especially in so much as looking at your channel recently, it seems that this is kind of the thing for you right now. And I asked because this is something on our channel here that we have our roots from anime, but branching out into other things, i.e. gaming, etc., was something that we've talked about quite a bit. And we've experimented with some streams in terms of that. And we've had a lot of fun with, the fan base and all that kind of stuff. And we plan on trying to incorporate them more into our streams. I know me personally, I've streamed on my personal for a little while, ever since we started until we, started really going ham on this just for lack of time. But I'm curious to know why you, have gone hard as you have into gaming now. I know you have a huge background on it. I'm curious to know what games you're playing, and I'm curious to know if you have any advice for people that are trying to make a name for themselves in streaming, specifically with your case being that you kind of encompass everything. I hope that wasn't too many questions in one shot. You could tell me to shut up and I'll break it down. But yeah, those are my questions for you.
No. That was fine. That was fine.
Okay, good.
For the most part, I think you asked 3 different questions.
Yes.
So pretty much the why. As to the why I've started to ease back into gaming, I kind of was upfront with my community, and that's pretty much if I do too much of one thing over and over and over and over again, my attention span is not that great, and I'm eventually going to log out, meaning that I'm gonna get bored and I might disappear. So I was just honest. I was just honest with them up front, and I let them know that like the reason why originally I was doing so many things was because I don't focus on anything, and like I tend to just spread out and do what I feel like doing at that moment, because for me that's what's fun. So in particular, the reason why I went back to it is just more so just so that I could feel like I'm having fun, for the most part. As to what I'm playing, all right, I mentioned, well, for those of you that are viewing this at home, I mentioned an issue that happened with my PS4. It wasn't downloading games from the PlayStation Store that I had purchased previously. Now, the thing with that issue is, on Sony's official blog site, they give you 4 steps. In those 4 steps causes your PlayStation to wipe all the data off of your machine, including your save file. And if you have PlayStation Plus, and even though you have it set to update at like, you give it a specific time, you put it in rest mode, it's supposed to just take all your save files, push it up to the Sony cloud. Nope, didn't do that. The last time it updated for me was 2018. So if you're wondering why this long-winded story is going like that, pretty much all my save data has been erased from my machine. So right now I got to start over on everything. So what I'm playing right now is Outlast on PC, Fairy Tail on PS4, Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, and Samurai Jack on PS4. I also forgot to tell you guys, when we talked about this last time, I'm also playing Minecraft, Pogo Stuff, Fall Guys, and No Man's Sky. Fall Guys is incredible.
Well, guys,
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. We've had some laughs with that. It's probably, you could probably attest to this. It's like somebody was saying it. It's one of the most fun games to watch, one of the most anxiety-inducing games to play. I don't know if you'd agree with that statement.
I don't. The reason why is because Fall Guys is the ultimate lazy man's game for you to get to the 5th round. Now, see, if you panic while you like trying to get to the goal, nah. That's not how you play that game. What you got to do is you got to find the smartest person in the room, and you got to follow behind that guy.
Always follow the
facts.
hot dog, dude.
Straight
facts.
facts.
Always follow the hot dog.
Hot dog skin is the truth.
So pretty much that's how I play Fall Guys. And like I think I've won like 3 games so far.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
Games.
That's pretty nuts. You mentioned the Samurai Jack game too. I actually watched Afro Senju's video. He made a video about the Samurai Jack game because I hadn't heard of it before. It looks pretty heat. I'm not gonna lie.
That game is stress.
Stress. So why is? Oh, okay. So now I'm curious. Why is this one stress?
All right. So normally I play all games on hard difficulty. I don't know. Like 2 years ago, I got bitten by like the Souls-like bug.
Yeah.
I started just like going like balls deep into every Souls-like game I could find.
Damn.
Even in Mortal Unchained, that piece of crap game. But for Samurai Jack, when you play it on what is that? It's the second hardest difficulty because you can't play it on the hardest difficulty, I think, which is called Master of Masters. So when you play it on that difficulty mode, they spam enemies at you. Like, enemy patch. Another enemy patch. Oh, you thought Ninja Gaiden 2 was something when there was dudes with rockets on top of these cliffs and these infantrymen down there? Nah, we got something better for you. We're gonna put the rocket man all the way in the back and we gonna have 4 arms. Try to get through that while you fighting against alligators with goddamn going AK-47s and billy clubs just charging at you. That game was stress. Especially if you didn't know how to dodge.
Yo, that's
that shit. It like visually, it looks pretty A1. But like when I was watching after I said you play, bro, like you go on the harder difficulties and like you're just getting assaulted, like just straight spanked the whole fucking time.
Dude, some of those
started on a Scotsman balls fight, yo.
Oh, dude, some of those hack and slasher games are like so either way. Sometimes they could be where it's like super simplistic once you get it down, and then other times they can be some of the hardest games you've ever played. It's funny that you bring up Ninja Gaiden 2 because that is a game that I played the living shit out of way back, and I tried playing that on some of the harder difficulties and was just really having a rough go at it, man. So if it's anything like that, like what you're saying, I definitely can relate there. That was probably one of the most difficult games I've ever played. So that's pretty wild, man. That sounds like a lot of fun though. That's cool. That's cool. Do you have any well, I know you kind of fly by the night, like I'm just going to do what I'm feeling in the moment, but did you have any sort of goals for your YouTube channel in terms of gaming or any other anime or manhwa that you want to cover, or like a sense of direction in terms of where your channel's going and your life with that?
No.
I love it, dog.
Honest, because a buddy that I have met through YouTube, Nerd in the Bay, he asked me that same question, like, what is my goal with YouTube? To be honest, I'm surprised that I made it this far. I've said it like countless times before. I never seen myself getting past like 25 subscribers, so I didn't really have like a goal. I was just kind of just having fun with it, just something to do after work. You know, you kind of unwind and you just, you have fun with it. But it's kind of crazy like that it's came this far. But currently, I have been thinking to myself that if or at least after talking with him, I started to think more about it. And the more I thought about it, the more I said, all right, if I reach X number, then maybe I'll try to bring some order to the chaos, so to speak. And the number that I thought of was 10,000.
Okay. But
then I kind of said, no. You're saying your expectations way too high. Bring it down. I was like, 5,000. Bring order to the chaos at 5,000. And so if I hit like 5,000 subs, then I'm going to try to be a YouTuber. But for right now, I'm just like some guy that just makes random videos. Or at least that's how I see it.
All right, you heard it here first, y'all. Let's get this man to 5K.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. First of all, if you're not subbed to the channel yet, grow up. What are you doing? Come on now. Second of all, that does, believe it or not, that is a plan, right? That is a plan in some way, shape, or form. Whether it doesn't have to be grandiose, but you've set a number in your head and a goal, and you're like, this is where I want to go. And I mean, assuming here, but I would assume because half of the reason that you brought your goal down from 10 to 5 initially, you said it was because you don't want to overshoot, but also at the same time, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like there's a sparkle, there's a twinge in you that would like this to work, right? I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for you, put words in your mouth, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, and I think that's a step, right? Because you have the desire to do it. And right now it's like, you're setting goals for yourself and plans, and, you're following through right now. And I think for as, fly by the night as you claim to be and want to be and stuff like that, which is great in your own way, but you still have like a blueprint in terms of like where you need to go and where you need to be. But it's like just a little more loose, which is kind of great because you get to live the best of both worlds if that's your cup of tea. So I think it's cool, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope that you do hit your 5,000 sub goal so that you can take this to the next level, because I think you're funny as shit. So for starters, you're a very funny guy and very entertaining to talk to and watch. So you know what I mean? It would be nice to see you be able to continue that if that's in the cards for you. But pretty cool stuff. Any of you guys have any other questions for Milios today? Just curious.
Before you go to that, as for like gaming and anime, normally I don't do anime on the channel, and the primary reason why is because something had happened with me and doing anime on the channel. I remember now. It was a community that I got into it with, and I was like, you know what? I'm leaving them alone. But,
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, you gotta know when to pick your battles, and you gotta let some things just go. But as far as gaming, like, now that my PlayStation has been wiped, and I gotta like get back to every place that I've been in and all the games that I've owned, because me and my buddy, we was planning on going through Iceborne and Monster Hunter World.
Dope shit.
And
Fantastic.
I lost my 200+ hour save file.
Yikes.
So I gotta get back all my weapons and all that. So I have plans. In particular, Monster Hunter plans. But I have plans for like which games I want to play, etc. After I finish up like the ones that are already like up on my whiteboard in front of me. As well as for manga, manhwa, and manhwa, I think right now we're like up in the 90s of series that has been recommended by people who've been stopping by the channel and all that. So just know the reactions are coming. Tower of God season 1 review that I've been promising since I finished season 1 way back at the beginning of this year. That's coming now that I finished season 2 finally. And yeah, I got plans. I just haven't mentioned the plans, but there are plans for videos. I just need to stop being stupid and doing it.
I knew you did. That's awesome though. And man, that's a grind for Monster Hunter World. First of all, fantastic game. Second of all, yeah, you got your work cut out for you, dude. That game's a grind. That game is an absolute grind. I remember just going, I mean, I probably, I fell off after a while because new things came out and, but I just remember farming near Gigante, like hundreds, it felt like hundreds of times. Like when the game first came out and it was like, he was kind of one of the final bosses or whatever. He was like the final guy. Just fighting that guy just for hours on end, just so you could be like, yo, did somebody break his tooth off? Like somebody break his tooth off or whatever, somebody break his tail off. Like you just trying to farm the parts and stuff. It was just like, it was such a grind, man. So good luck with that. That's, you're going to have you already know, but you're going to have your work cut out for you there.
I want to cry.
You're upsetting the poor man.
But I'm a big boy. I'm a Monster Hunter fanboy. I'm a big boy. So I got it. Worst case scenario, I just go back to double cross, but I got it.
Wish you luck, man. Was there anything that you guys wanted to ask Milios before?
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite game of all time? On loose. Just favorite game.
I've been playing games since I've been in my diapers, so
I'm talking diaper age. Favorite one.
It's too many. I can't. Like my buddies. So if I got, we about to be here for a second. All right, so if
crunch the numbers, Milios, you got this.
Get the calculator out.
My buddies say that the way that I talk about Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, he thinks it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. But I also glorify the hell out of Fury, as well as Owlboy, as well as Hyper Light Drifter. But Then if we gotta go back in the day, back to when I was just a wee little lad and I was gunning down my goddamn brother in the basement in 007 Goldeneye.
007. I remember that.
Fantastic game. Yo.
Then I gotta think back to Beetle Adventure Racing. Then I also gotta think back to the SNES Samurai Showdown. I don't know. I can't pick. I give you three. The Owlboy Fury and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Those are my three.
Solid choices.
That's solid.
What made you like those games, you think? Like
Fury is just anime as fuck.
Yeah.
Fury is like, and on top of that, it's made by one of my favorite artists in anime. He basically did the artwork for Afro Samurai.
Amazing.
So yeah. And on top of that, like Rada is just like, come on. Rada is Rada. I mean, like, come on. My boy got a photon sword and an energy gun. And on top of that, that twist at the end. Come on. Come on, man. Rada, as well as the boss fights, because it's pretty much just like a boss fight game with basically the story being told in bits and pieces. So like, it's just like the combination of that game. And on top of that, it incorporates like different game design states, like just perfectly, from its bullet hell to the hack and slash segments to basically even in some cases chase down puzzles. Like it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful game. And it has one of my favorite boss fights of all in video game history. Basically, you versus the Edge.
Oh, okay.
That's whew.
There's nothing like a good boss fight. You just like get the adrenaline kicking. Like those things have an impact on you, dude. Especially like when you were younger too, at least for me. And it was like YouTube wasn't really like a thing like that, you know, at the time. And it was like, what are you gonna like ask your mom to buy you the guide? You know what I mean? Like on how to do that. They're like, nah, I already bought you the game. Like that's not happening, right? So like you'd have to kind of figure out all this stuff on your own. And it was like, at least for me when we were kids, like we'd be talking about like, dude, like I'm here and and somebody's like, oh, try this strategy. And it was like kind of this big brainstorming thing along with it when, you know, when these things really were hitting like that, which is kind of awesome to remember back to, but that could have a big impact.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Isaiah, do you have anything? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Milios. Go ahead. I cut you off.
Oh, no, I was just saying I completely agree.
Oh. Do you have?
Yeah. So, let me know what your favorite manhwa is that you're reading right now.
You try and get me in trouble.
I'm putting you in the chair, dog.
I mentioned that last time, and like people got upset when I said, "Why isn't it Tower of God?" And I was like, "I love it though." But see, I love this other thing though too. But because they got me reading like some real good stuff. I instead of like picking, I'll give you because I ain't about to let you like catch me out here lacking. So I'm just gonna say like my top five, no order.
All right.
Tower of God is there. Okay, people, calm down. Tower of God is there. Also I would have to say Weak Hero, Unordinary, God of High School.
Okay.
Hold up. Solo Leveling would be included. Solo Leveling in order. Solo Leveling is number one. Solo Leveling. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that would be my top five though.
Okay. Yeah.
Good list.
Unordinary. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Solo Leveling has been one that's like, it's been a lot of recommendations, but you stand it? You think it's worth it that much? It's your favorite one?
It's favorite one.
Yeah.
I would say it for in case anybody came over from my channel to view this, you guys know if you watch the Solo Leveling reactions, chapter 79 made me cry. And I explained why it made me cry. But yeah, it's legit. It's legit if you're a mama's boy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
That's a big deal, dude. If they can make you cry, and especially if it's like through written form, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it has pictures and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, that's a big deal, you know? So, okay. Yeah. Invoking that emotion out. That's awesome.
Damn.
That's some cool shit. Listen, Milios, thank you so much for coming on, man. I had a blast talking with you, as did these guys. You definitely brought some inspiration, hopefully, to some people out there that are kind of on the fence, you know, at least I think so, in terms of like what they want to do with YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And I hope you know, see yourself through with the plans that you've made, and that you could have the best time possible on your journey in order to, you know, complete those. But, you know, just a funny conversation as well. You're a funny guy as well. I could see why very entertaining to watch and why you have the fan base that you do. But you know, yeah. It was a fun time. Listen, Milios, where can people find you in case they want to catch up with what you're doing and watch your streams, all that kind of stuff? Where can they find you?
On any platform that you need to find me on, you can find me at xXMiliosXx. Remember, the X's don't really matter, but yeah. That includes Twitch, DLive. DLive is where we do our anime live reactions. Right now we're doing God of High School, Haikyuu, and Vinland Saga. Also Twitter, same thing. You know, 2 X's, Milios, 2 X's. As well as, I said Twitch, right? And YouTube, Twitch and YouTube, all of it. Yeah, all of it. It's there. Yeah. It's too much to keep up with.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. This is where you're going to find Milios. Is basically everywhere. So make sure that you guys are following, subscribing, liking the videos, all that kind of stuff for him, so we could help him achieve his goals and his plans, and get a good laugh in the process, because it's a fun time, you know. But Milios, thank you again, man, for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for reaching out. Like,
yeah,
as I said before, that first step is more important than like what comes after.
Yeah.
You know?
Amen.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, folks, for those of you watching, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, sharing with your friends, and commenting your thoughts down below. What did you think of our conversation, and how'd your day go? Let me know. But anyway, until next time, folks, thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the flip. Peace.
Later.
Peace.
You know what it is, dog. Ninjas are samurais, blaze of the kunais. Find me in the leaf of the cloud, screaming out Bankai. We just some ghouls though, who like seeing parts fly.